Hey y'all, it's Carl. Today we're going to film another example solve. This example solve is going to be aimed at people slower than 20 seconds. General range of 20 to 30 seconds. If you're slower than that, you might not know a few things that we're going to touch on here. I'll try and point those out as best as I can. Normally I would try to get this, I would inspect with you guys, but I was trying to record and I had a bunch of issues with notifications and stuff like that. So I already know what I'm going to do for the solve. And I'm going to go with the blue and yellow block. I like this one particularly because I'm not a big fan of the blue-red. Now, let's actually see if I can do something about that. I think what I could do is I can move this piece up, because if we look at all our pieces, we'll see that this blue, once we insert the DL, this blue's set up for an insert. So all we have to do is add the corner to it. So we have to figure out how are we going to add the corner. The corner's back here. And what we could do is just start off with it like this. Start with a wide R. I think that would work. And then insert DL and pair this up. One regrip like that to insert a U prime, and then pair that up. That was, I don't know how many moves that was, but it was good enough. Now I didn't plan this one out too much, so I didn't really get a good look. I should have, but I switched it up from the first time I went around. I'm going to start with inserting the DL as normal. But what I could actually do, just to show some technique here, I probably wouldn't do this in a real solve, insert the green-orange as a DL, like that, and then I could pair these two up. Now, like I said, this is not something I would do in a real solve, but I'm going to do it here so I can show you how it works. Now, since orange is the bottom color, we're just going to treat these like orange is the bottom color. So here's the pieces. I would hide this, set it up, and then pair. Now we have this little pair here. As we're going along, we're going to try spotting there's the corner. I'm going to do a U-turn and then fix this. That U-turn is important because if I did something like that, it would be a much worse setup. So this is the case it gives us. And now this isn't ideal, but this sets us up for this case here, where we have our bottom color on top and a misoriented. Now it's across from each other, so in a case like this, we could do wide R, U, wide R, and that'll pair them up. So just like that. Now if it were here, like that, I would have to do something like that. I would pair it down and then set it up. And that gives us the same thing, right? But this is the case that we just had. Then I would insert, of course. Now the key to your second block is to be consistent and not stop. So once you would have seen that corner come up and move it to the side and know that the piece would be here, you want to know, okay, I could do that case. Because I just recorded 2 look algorithms that I use and the finger tricks alongside it, I'm going to use 2 look on my CMLL. This is just because a lot of people, I actually promote that most people should wait to learn full CMLL. I learned it between 30 and 20 seconds, and I wish I had waited, honestly, because that meant I had to do a lot more work with a lot of other stuff, where if I focused on that to begin with, then just learning it would have helped me a lot. But yeah, anyhow, so the case I use here is R, U, R prime, U prime. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Okay, so it starts with the F, so it is the inverted sledge, I guess. So F, R prime, F prime, R, and then insert this pair, so U, R, U prime, R prime. What? How am I doing this wrong? Oh, it goes like that. That's the I. So yeah, F, R prime, F prime, R, U, R, U prime, R prime. There we go. Sorry about that. It's so much different when you're not speed solving it. So this next bit for two-look recognition, we could tell that this is not solved. The corners aren't, obviously, because we can see our pair here. Now, if it were like this, it's a little bit harder to tell, but I'll show you a little trick that I use. I always look from one side. For here, I can see that these are paired and these aren't, which means this needs to go. These are not opposite colors, right? So blue and orange do not match. But if we look over here, green and blue are opposites. That means these need a swap. So if we're looking from this side and we said, okay, it doesn't look like anything's paired, we could see that blue and orange are not opposites. Green and blue are. That means these need a swap, and this is actually solved. So across from the opposites is already solved. But if these were opposites and these were opposites, that would mean there is no pair. So here I would use the J-perm like that. That gives us this situation. We have two bad edges. I can see here, since there's no white or yellow or anything like that, that this is a good edge. And since they only come in even pairs, that means this back one's a good edge too. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 good, 2 bad. This setup here, you can actually always do this from any angle, right? So if it were here or if it were here, you could do the same thing pretty much. It just requires a little bit of a difference. And I'll show you what that looks like. Now, when you're practicing EO, you want to learn different angles. And this is how I did it. So I took the original case, which would have been this one, and this is just an arrow case, right? But you notice, so I'm going to take the bad edge, put it down, put the other one on top, like that, and that's going to set up our arrow. If this were like that, you same thing. So bad edge down, put the other one on top, arrow. Let's do it here. So bad edge down, put the other on top, arrow. But we're going to go with this one because that's what we were given. So we've got the arrow. And notice that these are both our EOLR. So we got blue here, and I'm going to put this in the back to protect it, right? So keep it on bottom, put this in front, and what we're going to do is we're going to swap these two, like so. That's going to give us a nice little skip. So for 4C skip. Yeah, that's going to be the only one I'm going to do today. Anybody have any more suggestions of what kind of videos I should do? Please let me know. I just recorded, like I said, the two-look CML algorithms that I use. I've been trying to think of other things that I want to do, and I've not been too motivated to make videos. But I always think about how I should and how I do want to, but I just never know what I should make. So if you have any questions of something you want to learn, I'll make a video on that. Other than that, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video.